Hello, you're watching ET Markets live stream. I'm Neha Vashisht Mahajan. Welcome to a brand new episode of ET IPO Talk, where we talk about the latest IPOs in town and more. In this episode, we are going to talk about Airfloa Rail Technology Limited. The SME IPO opens on 11th September and will be open for subscription till 15th of September. The issue has already been oversubscribed already. Joining me today for the conversation is Mr. Manikandan Dakshinamurthy, Joint MD of Airfloa Rail Technology. Thank you so much, Mr. Manikandan, for joining us today on ET
Yeah.
Markets live stream.
Hello. Hi.
So, before we move ahead with our conversation, let me give a little brief of the company for the audience. Airfloa Rail Technology has built a strong presence in rolling stock and is steadily diversifying into aerospace and defense. Now, from supplying key components for Vande Bharat Express to expanding into exports, the company is now gearing up for its next growth phase. Let's come to the conversation now, Mr. Manikandan. First thing I want to talk about is Airfloa Rail Technology. It has built a strong presence in rolling stock while also expanding into aerospace and defense, like I mentioned earlier. Now, these sectors are high margin sectors. How do you plan to balance your railway dominance with diversification into these sectors?
Well, thank you so much for having me here. And I'd like to thank all my subscribers, first of all, for subscribing our shares. Thank you so much once again. With this, I just want to take it further. So, Airfloa Rail Technology is predominantly a component supplier for rail coaches. And also, we are into a different program as far as the defense area is concerned. Our core competency is towards the railways, and next is the defense. So when you talk about our business, we are predominantly a railway supplier to an extent of more than 80%. The rest is the um, uh, aerospace and defense. For your questions, now we are increasing our market share in the railway business by the active involvement of Vande Bharat sleepers trains and then the current ongoing chair car trains. Secondly, we are concentrating on metro market, wide expansion of metro market, semi-high speed trains like RRT is what we are saying, and then the high speed train. So we have a very long path to go for the next 20, 30 years. And parallelly, we are concentrating on the defense expansion very aggressively. So when we talk about the railway business, it's a fast turnaround time business because of the volume of rail coaches what we manufacture in India, and India is really doing great when comparing to other Western countries, basically. So we are on the right time on a right hub to concentrate on the railway market. Parallelly, we are concentrating on the new technology product, which is going to be the future technology product for the defense. So we are going to run the entire show by a very good traction of railways, and then concentrating on niche areas of defense. So, in my opinion, railway will run the defense sectors seamlessly, basically. So we can balance both the margins together so that the EBITDA level will be far better than the previous years, because we are actively concentrating on the new programs in the defense. So thereby, the organic growth as well as the inorganic growth of the company will be there in future.
Okay. Okay, let's talk about growth a little bit more. Having supplied critical components for Vande Bharat Express, metro projects, and exports as well, which product lines do you think will drive the next phase of growth when it comes to the company?
Right now, we are a coach integrator. So when you talk about the coach integration, we supply different components, which is predominantly used to make the coaches basically, and to complete the coach entirely, including the car body and then the furnishing components, which is more of static components. Now our focus is towards the technology product. So from a system integrator, we are upgrading ourselves to a technology product and supplier or a solution provider, basically. So when you talk about the technology product, it's a product which has not been implemented so far in the railways, and which is going to be implemented, which is necessary to be implemented to go to the next level of technology development, like the automatic door systems, vacuum toilet systems, and AI-based air conditioning systems, security systems, safety systems. So these are all the areas of concentration for Airfloa right now for the next 5 to 6 years. Thereby, you will be envisaging the greater growth, and which is essential for the development or the technology development of the railway industries and defense industry. When it comes to the defense industry, we are predominantly concentrating on the electronic warfare, predominantly concentrating on the mass volume electronic warfare. That's our focus for the next 5 to 10 years.
Okay. Let's also talk about the impact of these proposed new machinery and automation. How do you think this will impact, and also impact on the manufacturing precision along with the scalability in the industry as well?
Yes. So this capex, what we are now focusing on, is predominantly for expanding the metro market, and then the Vande Bharat sleepers train market, as well as the defense market. So right now we have a turnover of, let's say, 192 crores last year, and we are projecting around 350 crores this year. So these particular machines will take at least 6 months or even 7 months to reach India. So next year, our plan, that is financial year 26-27, our plan is to achieve 600, around 550 crores. So to increase from 192 crores to 550 crores, we require the machineries, which means there is a jump of at least 4 to 5x of the investment what we are making on the machineries. So in my opinion, to increase our turnover and to increase the precision level of the components what we supply, these particular machines are being used, and it is very essential. And this may also increase in future, because we are envisaging the numbers what we are projecting. I mean, more than the numbers what we are projecting right now.
Okay. Airfloa has supported the Vande Bharat program since 2018. With Indian Railways planning 400 plus new train sets, how do you see opportunities evolving in the sector as well as for the company?
I would say Vande Bharat is basically a next gen platform, which now Indian Railways is actively working on. And I'm very sure that Vande Bharat is going to be the next evolution of the trains, basically, both in terms of the technology implementation, as well as the interiors and the services, basically. So I would say that we have not actually seen the topmost technology of the railways, I would say. So now we are on the initial stage of it. As you said, like already 400 train set, it's already out, which has already been given. Tender contract has already been awarded to the world leaders, including Indian Railways, Titagar, BEML, RVNL, and then Alstom, etc. So now there is another, more than 800 train sets are going to be floated in the near future in various platforms. Basically, there are a platform which is going to be made in fully aluminum coach. So there's a long way. When you talk about the Vande Bharat, it's going to be the future. So that's why I said, like,
Right.
it's at least it's going to be there for next 15-20 years on the same track, apart from the other variants, basically.
Yeah. So let's also talk about the company's numbers. So, aerospace and defense contributed approximately 35% of FY25 revenue. Which specific programs are you targeting for deeper engagement at this point?
As far as the drones and anti-drones are concerned, like we are majorly focusing on it. When it comes to the drones, we are into the defense and then the commercial drones. When it comes to the commercial drones, we are predominantly concentrating on the firefighting drones and then high-rise water cleaning zones, and then major drones which is used to be in various chemical industry and things like that. On the other side, we are working on the loitering ammunition drones, swarm drones, and also different type of electronic warfare drones, including the laser, basically. So these are all the drone areas. When it comes to the defense systems, we are now working on the anti-drone systems. So these are the two major area of concentration as far as the defense is concerned, because this is the need of an hour right now. Because as you know, like every drone is a bullet, right? So we are replacing bullets with the drones. So when it comes to the volume of business, yes, unlike other programs of defense in previous years, this is going to be the mass production products, basically, where like what we are doing in the railways, we can do the same thing in the defense systems on monthly as a monthly production plan.
Okay. So, Mr. Manikandan, before we move to the last leg of our session today, can you briefly tell us about the demand in the aerospace and defense sector when it comes to drones right now?
Yeah. So the drone, when you talk about the drones and anti-drone systems, now the government of India has announced a package of almost 65,000 crores, which is already allotted to make this particular drones and anti-drone systems. And we are giving expression of interest. We are participating in almost all the expression of interest for making this drones and anti-drone systems, and also water-based drone systems. So India is very much aware of the requirement of the drones and anti-drone systems, because in the past we have already seen the a trailer of the warfare, what we have faced, basically. So after having experienced in all these areas, now we know the importance of the drones. Now almost 4-5 companies are already actively in the business, and the drone business is not a small business. When we talk about mass production, I would say there are very few, or maybe I can say that there is not a very big company which is actually installed in India for drone manufacturing. So there is a big platform which is available for the drones and the anti-drone system. Since we are now concentrating on commercial and also a defense area, so our scope of requirement and our scope of business is very high.
All right. With IRIS AS9100D and approvals from HAL, DRDO, and Indian Railways, how do these certifications give you a competitive edge in securing high value contracts?
Well, these are all the basic requirements of any company who really want to grow in the defense market, basically, because it requires a lot of validation and due diligence, both in terms of technology side as well as the commercial side. You need to really have a strong setup, and then a lot of investment involved into it to put a system onto the place, basically. So when you talk about Airfloa, we are a IRIS certified company. It's a total quality management systems, which not only concentrate on a product quality, it also concentrate on the process quality, special process quality, finance quality, design quality, marketing quality. So it's a total a package of the quality systems which we are offering to the railways. So when it comes to the aerospace, we have AS certification. That's a special certification required to supply to any aerospace and defense company. And we also have a license for to supply the products to the DRDO labs. And we have almost got 50 plus certificates for to supply to different DRDO companies.
Okay, so now let's talk about the last thing, which is about the IPO. Now, from the 91.10 crore rupees IPO, about 59.27 crore is earmarked for the working capital, and 13.68 crore rupees is for the machinery. How will this strengthen the execution of turnkey projects and growth prospects? And what is your take on the IPO, and what are you expecting?
Well, see, our industry is highly working capital intense market. Basically, we have a very broad base of concentration, right from a small product to a turnkey contract, and now we are entering into the technology sector. Basically, so when you talk about the business scale, I would say like we are doing let's say 1% or 0.5% of the overall requirement of the industry. Basically, now we are planning to expand ourselves to get at least 5 to 10% of the market share. Basically, so which is very positive, but it requires a huge working capital. Basically, so at regular intervals we may require the working capital support to get into the bigger chunk of business. Basically, so this is one part of it. And secondly, what we are envisaging or what we are planning to become in the next 5 years is basically we want to increase our market share. For example, today we are contributing approximately 40% of the entire product value in a coach. So we want to make this 40% to at least 60 to 70%. Thereby, the volume will be more, and that too predominantly on the technology and then the scientific products. Basically, so that makes the difference between us and the other company. So when it comes to the defense market, we want to be one of the leading electronic warfare company, which supports our nation in a greater way. And we want to make the products in India and then supply to the globe. So we are adapting a concept of innovation and indigenization. So we want to make India a manufacturing hub for the latest train project or a railway technology and also a defense technology. That's our aim and goal.
All right. Well, this marks the end of our segment for today. Thank you so much, Mr. Manikandan, for joining us today on ET Markets live stream. Wishing you all the best for the IPO. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Thank you once again for all the viewers. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you everyone for joining us today.